Now it's time to do a reminder of news that made headlines during the week. Tracking the Week is up next.
In Tracking the Week, Maiduguri was in festive mood as residents saw the arrival of President Bola Tinubu on a one-day official visit to Borno State. The visit was the first presidential outing in the state since Tinubu assumed office in May. He was in the state to declare open the Chief of Army Staff Conference and also unveil 107 vehicles procured by Borno government for the state-owned mass transit company, Borno Express. The vehicles comprise 10 luxurious buses, 35 coaster buses, 12 Hummer buses, and 50 electric taxis. On arrival, Tinubu also paid homage to the Shehu of Borno, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Gabai El Kanemi. Also on Monday, the crisis rocking the Rivers State House of Assembly took a new turn as 27 members defected from the ruling People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressives Congress (APC. Our correspondent gathered that the 27 members, led by the Speaker, Right Honorable Martin Amiwale, announced their defection at the floor of the House during Monday's sitting. The Speaker, reading the reason for the defection to APC, highlighted the division in the party with regards to the tussle for the position of the National Secretary of the PDP. The crisis in the 32-member assembly had begun as a result of a rift between Fubara and his predecessor, Wike, who is now the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT. On Tuesday, the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) inaugurated 9 out of the 10 resident electoral commissioners (RECs) who were recently appointed by President Bola Tinubu and cleared by the National Assembly. Speaking during the inauguration in Abuja, the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, said the 10th REC designates will be sworn in next month on the expiry of the tenure of the REC representing Akwa Ibom State, who is currently deployed to Delta State. Professor Yakubu, while reiterating the importance of the REC's duty to the credibility of elections, charged them on the need to be firm in ensuring fairness and transparency to all, and must also at all times be guided by the electoral legal framework, the Code of Conduct for RECs, and their good conscience. He further enjoined them to work closely with the field officers in the state, listening to their wise counsel, and always providing guidance, leadership, and effective supervision in their respective states. Also on Tuesday, spokesman of Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, Richard Olatunde, revealed that Akeredolu would commence his medical leave on Wednesday as a follow-up to his medical treatment. In the statement, Olatunde said during Akeredolu's absence, the Deputy Governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, will assume the responsibilities of the governor in acting capacity. This came as Akeredolu had been under intense pressure from opposition parties and activists to resign or hand over power to his deputy in line with the 1999 Constitution. Also, the governor's loyalists in the State House of Assembly have been at loggerheads with Ayedatiwa, attracting President Bola Tinubu's intervention. In his statement, Olatunde said the governor will prioritize his health and ensure a full recovery before assuming his official duties, adding that a formal letter regarding the medical leave and a notice formally transferring power in line with the Nigerian Constitution will be transmitted to the House of Assembly. Olatunde said, as a senior advocate of Nigeria and a widely respected Nigerian, Akeredolu has consistently delegated power to his deputy during his annual vacations. On Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu instructed that staff of public universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education captured in the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System (IPPIS) to exit the payment platform. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, disclosed the information on Wednesday, shortly after the Federal Executive Council (FEC) meeting presided over by President Tinubu. He said the president and the council were concerned about the efficiency of management of the universities, noting that the decision had nothing to do with the integrity or options of platforms. Professor Maman said the president cannot understand vice-chancellors should be leaving their duty post and run to Abuja to get staff enlisted on IPPIS when they get recruited. According to him, the basic concern is that universities are governed by laws, and those laws give them autonomy in certain respects, and the IPPIS has sort of eroded that autonomy granted universities in accordance with their act. With that directive, the universities and other tertiary institutions have gotten a very big relief from the IPPIS. Still on Wednesday, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, warned judges of the Federal High Court of Nigeria against taking their individual appointments to the bench of the court for granted for whatever reasons. He warned them not to attempt to convince anybody, no matter how highly placed, but to always consult with the laws and rules before writing their judgments and rulings. The CJN issued the warning at the opening of the 2023 Conference of Judges of the Federal High Court held at the court's headquarters in Abuja. He said to be a judge and lord of courts is not a child's play. Hence, as judges, they must always strive to come up with judgments that will stand the test of time, especially those that would not be overturned by appellate courts. Justice Ariwola reminded the judges that the Federal High Court is not only the largest and best in the country, but the only court that has exclusive originating jurisdiction over election-related matters in the country. He then congratulated the judges for the opportunity of witnessing the conference and the 50th existence of the court. On Thursday, the House Committee on National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, pledged to provide a legislative framework to achieve national science and technology policy with a view to achieving a robust research and development system that is managed outside the core civil service system. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Taufik Ajileshoro, gave the assurance during the committee's inaugural meeting in Abuja, saying the committee is committed to ensuring that the development and entrenchment of new research and development in Nigeria with the practice of an open, consistent, accountable and complete research management system is encouraged to reposition NASENI to do more research into other sectors, which will in turn bring more earning that will impact positively on the socio-economic development of the country. Still on Thursday, the people of Tudumbiri community disowned a suit instituted at the Federal High Court Kaduna seeking 33 billion naira compensation from the federal government over the army bomb mishap which left over 100 people of the community dead and scores injured. The disowned a villager named Dalhatu Salihu, who claimed to have on behalf of the people filed a suit through a lawyer, Mukhtar Usman, at the Federal High Court Kaduna, demanding the said sum as compensation. But the leaders of the community and people directly affected by the bomb mishap disclaimed the suit when the visited Sir Kashim Ibrahim House, saying they were not aware and did not mandate anyone to file a suit on their behalf. The community members also said they do not know anyone by that name and he is not from the community, adding that they are satisfied with the action of the federal government and the support rendered so far by the state's government over the mishap. Finally, on Friday, the Supreme Court of Nigeria refused to grant detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, freedom. Kanu had, in his appeal dated April 29, applied to be discharged and acquitted. He was first arraigned on December 23, 2015, and was later granted bail on April 25, 2017. The Court of Appeal declared as illegal and unlawful his abduction from Kenya to Nigeria and quashed the entire terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. The court held that the federal government breached all local and international laws in the forceful rendition of Kanu to Nigeria, thereby making the terrorism charges against him incompetent and unlawful. Justice Emmanuel Ajim of the Supreme Court, in his ruling on Friday, however, held that though the invasion Justice Emmanuel Ajim of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, in his judgment on Friday, condemned the invasion of Kanu's home after he had been granted bail, saying this does not portray the country well before the international community. He, however, held that the illegality committed against him cannot exonerate him from being tried. Going further, Justice Ajim added that there is no legislation that divests a court from its jurisdiction in trying an accused person before the court, despite the level of inhuman treatment meted to him by the security agencies since suspicion has been established. He therefore granted the appeal filed by the federal government, which challenged the freedom granted to Kanu by the Abuja division of the appeal court. Lastly, on Friday, the political crisis going on in Rivers State took a deeper twist as the number of resigned commissioners serving in the cabinet of Governor Siminalayi Fubara rose to 7. The 6 new commissioners to resign after the state Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice are Commissioners for Works, Social Welfare, Special Duties, Finance, Transport, and Education. The 7 commissioners, who are loyalists to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, stated personal reasons for their resignation in their separate letters to the governor through the office of the secretary to the state government. More commissioners and loyalists of the FCT Minister are expected to follow suit in solidarity with their colleagues. Meanwhile, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has promised to pilot the affairs of the state diligently despite the cracks in his cabinet. And that is all in Tracking the Week.